Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of our house renovation project. So in the last week we finally built the next part of the floor slab, so this is now I'm really satisfied about, I would say. And but this is only the end of the one milestone, and now we need to start the next working package, and this means we need to remove the cement plaster from many walls around. All the walls here you can see now needs to be released from the plaster, and this is also some nice job to do. And then also I need to take care about a little hole in the fieldstone building. I introduced you a few videos ago, and now the floor is ready, and this means I can now take care to close the wall again. But this I would say you will see in the video. So sit back and enjoy the video.
Yeah, and here we are again in the, I would say future or former kitchen. And on the left side, for everybody who already saw the video last week, so I started on the wall on the left side, all the plaster is gone there. And now I need to continue in this direction. So there are still some walls left. But as you can see, it's especially here in that area maybe a little bit hard, but normally the connection between the plaster and the wall is not so good, and then it's relatively easy to remove it. So for this job, my small machine, my small Makita is definitely enough. So I do not have to work with my heavy 12 kilogram Makita here on the ladder and so on. Even if from time to time the plaster is a little bit harder to remove, but at the end, or better say in average, it is a quite easy task, more or less. Yeah, and a few minutes ago I mentioned that it is more or less a quite easy task, but here, now I come near to this corner, and here it is definitely a little bit harder. So I need to fight a little bit against the plaster, so it is like everywhere. You remove 20 square meters or 30 square meters of plaster, everything is going more or less well, but on the last square meter things are going a little bit wrong and you need much more effort than you expect. So this is I would say more or less the normal fun of house renovation or house restoration, that you have a working package and then you're starting, and then the progress is really good, and then you're getting optimistic and then the reality come back and smashes your head against the wall. This is what I now will complain a little bit, yeah, so what I just explained, yeah, that especially this one corner here was really hard to remove, and I was optimistic to getting ready as soon as possible, but then I need to put much more effort only in this one corner, which makes me a little bit I would say unhappy at that point, but at the end I'm now done, and this is also a good thing, I would say. Okay, then let's switch to the next day. So I rest a little bit, and then with some new power and enthusiasm I can start working on the next wall. So this will be the outside wall of the future utility room, and as you can see here, things are going a little more than expected. Simply easy to remove the plaster. At that point the plaster is not really thick, maybe 1 to 2 centimeters, and really easy to remove. Yeah, and this now is according to the plaster. So a few minutes ago I mentioned that the plaster on the one wall was maybe 1 centimeter thick, but here, as you can see, it's more or less 2 fingers. Yeah, we are speaking here maybe about 4 to 5 centimeters of cement plaster. Incredible. And this is definitely some German art of house building or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is why I'm a little bit, yeah, maybe shocked, maybe amused. I don't know, but at the end, this yeah, is something really special to do this with such much plaster. One advantage at that point I mention here is that such a thick layer of plaster is really easy to remove, because you simply need to shake it a little bit and then it falls off the wall itself, more or less. And the plaster is one thing, but another thing to mention here is the really, I would say, interesting mix of several stones. So if you want to count, there are maybe 3 or 4 different styles of stones or types of stones used here only in this one wall. Yeah, so this is also, of course, a little bit special, but not so unusual if you have an older building here in Germany, that they simply used a mix of stones, especially here in some inside walls. Yeah, it doesn't matter at the end. So you can do this no problem for stability and stuff. Yeah, but of course you need to hide it between a really thick layer of plaster that nobody will ever see it again. Yeah, so finally I remove the plaster, transport it to the outside, and then we are ready with this part. Yeah, and then it's time to take care of this big hole in my fieldstone wall. Now the concrete floor slab is ready, so I can now start beginning on this to close this wall. So I never did this before, and it is definitely not so easy. You always need to check the stones. Every stone is unique, yeah, and then you need to handle it a little bit like a Tetris game, yeah. So you need to take care that the stones fit together as good as possible with less space as possible in between, yeah. And then with a little mortar here and there, hopefully, we will put this wall together again.
You're some kind of butterfly. up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
Yeah, and now the hole is nearly closed completely. And at the beginning it was not too complicated finding finding proper stones fitting into the fitting together. Yeah, but now here at the end you really need to check a little bit. Yeah, to you see it here. I put it together without mortar. Then I'm checking the places and the spaces in between, and then I use some. I'm going to the outside, finding some new stones, and so the last gap here is definitely the hardest to manage. So it was a really interesting experience rebuilding this fieldstone wall. And this is definitely not an easy task. So with today's square and standardized stones, this is, I would say, much easier.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and that was it for today. And today we finish more or less the work inside the house. Next week we will start on the outside again. Yeah, so the weather is getting a little bit better, and this means I can go to the outside and we have to dig again. Yeah, so in order to prepare the next part of the floor slab and also to prepare the wall for everything, we need to excavate all the earth from the outside off the wall to have access to everything to work there. But as I always say, you can see it in the next video. So at that point I would say thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Please also, I really appreciate if you leave a thumb up for me. And then I would say see us again in the next video again. Bye bye everybody.